So I'm just going to chat to you a little bit about crampons. There's a whole range of different types of crampons here, as you can see, everything from easy walking through to more technical ice climbing. But if I make a start by talking about this sort of introductory, if you like, walking crampon, and this crampon here is designed to fit most boots. It's got this sort of front bail here that goes over the toe of the boot, and it's also got this rear heel bail here that's got this sort of flexi lock or hybrid system that allows it to fit to most boots. It's got 10 points, 8 of those points facing downwards and 2 facing forwards. It's a very sort of flexible crampon, so it's designed to fit most boots and is designed more for sort of walking. And it simply, fits onto a boot with the sort of toe bail over the toe and that sort of flexi lock system at the back of the heel, and then you've got a strap that fastens the boot on, so it fits securely. So like I say, these are your 10-point walking crampons, designed for easy walking, nothing technical, but more for a more flexible boot. So I'll talk to you a little bit about your 10-point walking crampons, and they're designed for those sort of flexible boots and typically just for walking. But if you're going to come out to the Alps, alpine mountaineering, or you're going to go up to Scotland, winter walking, winter scrambling, I definitely recommend a 12-point crampon. So that means you've got 10 points now facing down in the snow and ice, giving you maximum security when you are moving around on that sort of terrain. And then you've got 2 front points for when that ground steepens up. And if we stick with gravel, the next in the range would be the G12, the 12 standing for 12 points. And you can see here, it's a much more robust looking crampon. You've got those 10 downward facing points, and you've got these sort of 2 front points here. You've got a flexible front bail here that fits most boots, and a central bail here that connects the front of the crampon to the heel piece. And you can adjust that heel piece up and down that central bar. And at the back there, you've got a really quick fastening clip system that clips onto the welt of the back of a boot. And if I just pick a boot off the shelf here, you can see that the toe fits underneath that front bail and locks in place. And once that heel's in place there, you've got this clip system that fits on the welt of the boot there and clips up and fastens really securely. You've got a strap here then as well that goes underneath that front toe bail and then fastens at the sort of side of the boot out of the way while you're walking with this sort of buckle system. So you've got a really nice 12-point crampon there, fastened to the boot really securely, really quickly, with those sort of 2 front points there. Great for alpine mountaineering and great for mixed climbing or scrambling up in Scotland in the winter. So I've talked to you about the G10, the walking crampon, very flexible crampon to fit flexible boots. I've talked to you about the G12 there, a great crampon for alpine mountaineering and winter scrambling, winter walking. But if you are wanting to climb that more technical terrain in the summer or the winter, you might choose for something such as the Petzl Sarkum. It's very similar to the G12, in that it's got a flexible front bail system here for fitting most boots, and it's got a heel clip here, this fast heel clip system at the back of the crampon to connect the heel of your boot to the heel of the crampon there, and you can adjust the length of the crampon with this bar. But critically, the most important thing is these front 2 crampon points, and you can see here that apart from them looking a similar shape as the G12s, they've actually underneath got these sort of vertical teeth, and that means it gives you that much more security when the ice is hard or on that sort of steeper ground. So you get the benefit of the front points digging into the snow, but also bite into any harder ice. So when that snow gets stripped back and it leaves that bare hard ice, I think you get much more security from something like these Petzl Sarkums with these sort of vertical hooded front points than you would do with a crampon just with sort of flat front points. So these are great for more technical alpine mountaineering, but I have to say as a crampon that I use in the mountains as standard, I think these work very, very well on all types of terrain, and they're giving you that extra security when the ice is really, really hard and you need to feel really secure under your feet. So if you want to step it up a little bit and you want to come out to the Alps icefall climbing in the winter, then I'd almost say that it's critical that you come out with crampons that have got vertical front points. So the crampon itself is very, very similar in structure and design. It's got this sort of front section here, this toe bail. It's got a bar that connects the front to the heel piece. And it's got a clipping system to clip the heel of your boot onto it. But critically, it's got these sort of vertical front points, and that allows us to penetrate the hard ice, and the teeth underneath grip the ice and give you that security you need to climb it. I almost wouldn't go to the Alps icefall climbing with general mountaineering crampons that have flat front points, because those flat front points are just going to sit on that hard ice and skate about and not give you the security you need to climb safely. So you really need vertical front points to climb that steeper ice in the winter. So there's plenty of manufacturers, you know, producing crampons with vertical front points, but that's the key feature that you're looking for coming out to the Alps icefall climbing. So I'll talk to you a little bit about the 10-point walking crampons, as well as the 12-point general mountaineering crampons, great for alpine mountaineering or Scottish winter climbing. And then a little bit about the Petzl Sarkans as well. And they've done a great job in combining the sort of flat general mountaineering crampons with a vertical front point underneath that, just to give you that added security on the more technical terrain. I've also talked about the vertical front points and how key they are when you're climbing the sort of steep ice to give you that extra security underfoot. But you'll also see crampons as well with a single mono point here. Again, it's a vertical point. This is great again for steep ice climbing, and some people prefer that single front point. But also it's great for mixed climbing and dry tooling. Dry tooling where you're placing that single mono point in little pockets and hollows, and also for that mixed climbing where you're putting the point into cracks and grooves to climb that steep mixed terrain. So they're a great mixed climbing, dry tooling, as well as a great ice climbing front point crampon. These are the Petzl darts. Again, the crampon's very similar to the other crampons we've looked at. They've got that sort of front section there connected to the heel piece with this sort of central bar that you can adjust the heel piece along to fit the sort of size boot that you wear. And they've got a really nice sort of fast clipping system at the back there that clips onto the heel of your boot. So a great sort of steep ice climbing, dry tooling, mixed climbing crampon with that sort of mono point.